called the progress band system, and I'm going to make the step soon to change our packages now to be 6 month minimum. We've always been 30-day minimum. Well, with the value that we've had in that for a long time, we're pretty established in our area, we're dominating our area. I want to just get a little bit bolder now, just say 6 month minimum, and just have the attitude to say, we want to work with people, so that is the minimum period of time I want to work with you for.
Good, so what I say on that again is look, take it back to a quantifiable measure and make sure it's the right measure and not arbitrary, right? So 6 months is arbitrary. Do you need someone to stay for 6 months?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we've got a progress band system set up so that the first level should take 3 to 6 months.
Right, but
so if somebody doesn't reach the first level, which is purple, it's just that for me is why.
That's valid, yeah. But do you actually physically need someone to stay for 6 months? Is that the actual part?
The average is 8 months already, but
right. Because if you're going, what I'm getting at, if you're going on that 6-to-1 ratio, we aim for the minimum 6-to-1 ratio of 6 times LTV within 6 months of the 1.6 we paid for them, right? So now, what we need is not 6 months. We need 6 times the revenue what we paid for them.
Yeah.
Within 6 months, right? So let's say that's £600, right? So we know what we really, the real linchpin is we need £600 from this person, minimum, not 6 months. If it takes 6 months, great. But what if we get that £600 in 2 months? Right? Yeah. It's the cash.
It's not financially motivated. It's more motivated for 2 reasons. One, less work, so we've not got less people dropping off each month, and just to make our products more legitimate. So we've just recently invested in Shane's course as well, the 6-week modules, and I'm in a place now where somebody does our trial and signs up. The Shane's course is 6 months worth of content nutrition wise, and our progress band system, because the first level is 6 months worth training wise. And to be honest with you, the big inspiration was this course. When you initially did the call with me, when this is a year, my mindset changed from give it a month and see how it goes to let's fucking commit for the year. And within that year, I might have to go back to module 1, module 2, whatever, but the curriculum will always stay the same. And that's what I want to do with this business. We're going to sit down and say, we're going to map out your next 6 months bare minimum. The goal is to get you to the first band. We're going to complete the nutrition course and everything implemented. Right. And then beyond that is re-implementation. So I'm just going to waste our time with anybody.
Yeah, that sounds great. But that doesn't go contrary to what I was saying though, right?
Obviously yours was more talking financially, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, because business is based on financials regardless, right? But it's the same thing. If we get that, let's say, like £600 is the financial benchmark, right? That's the commitment. That is a 6 month commitment in their eyes, right? So it could be a case of aiming to get more paid in full sales. Right? I said 90% of our previous challenges all did 6 and 12 month paid in fulls for our gym this week. 90% of them. I'm astounded by that, right? It's usually about like 30%. But 90% of the upgraders, about 50 odd people, paid in full for 6 or 12 months. Right? I don't know how they did that. I have to follow up with the sales team, but it's dividing up that payment. So what if it's like, if it was that equivalent, like £600 for a 6 month program, but we can even divide that into 3 installments of £200.
That's something I've never done, which this would easily coincide with doing.
So you'd get the finances on your end much faster, but also they're still committing for 6 months either way. The difference is now it's remembering though the goal really is getting the 6 months of cash flow from that person, and the cash flow is commitment on their part. But if you can get that faster, like with our mentorship, right? So we build 2 months up front. I just took that from like the house leasing industry, right? It's if you do a payment plan, we'll take 2 months up front, and that's so I know if someone doesn't cancel straight away, but if they did. Well, first of all, we have minimum 2 months of cash flow from the client anyway, so that's covered our back if they do drop out. And of course, we have a 60-day, because it's not membership, it is a 12-month agreement. If you bail out in the payment plan, there's a 60-day cancellation policy, which means if you decide to cancel the payments and the commitment, cool. But we're going to bill you one more cycle anyway, because you've inconvenienced us, and we've paid out money for events and things to serve you, and you just bailed basically, right? So we get minimum 3 months retention, let's say, off the person at the worst case scenario if they quit. But like you said, in your mind, you still sign up for 12 months, so that's the desired effect. But the faster we can bring that cash flow forward on our part, you get a better positive cash flow cycle. And, you know, I think that is like the first part of the retention equation. Not the whole thing, is of course there's service and all the rest of it, and making them want to stay, because they can pay all that and still drop off after 3 months, right? Yeah. But I think you know more than enough on that area of things to deal with that. I'm just saying, if you think about bringing the cash flow forward, that can solve a lot of headaches as well.
So you're saying that your client lifetime period of time is 8 months. So if you would offer them a 12-month paid in full for 10 months, then you'd make an extra 2 months profit off the back of that.
Yeah, at the minute we don't do any upfront, so it would make sense when we do this we do that initial, we're going to call it an immersion meeting, explain the band system and nutrition, etc. It makes sense to pitch that definitely, 6 and 12 months. And eventually I'd like to make it 12, but I just want to go in with the 6 and we'll learn a lot of that, I think.
Same with, look at ways to make the cash flow easier, right? So like again, same thing. So let's say you do 12 months. What's your month-to-month rate on average right now?
Our best selling package is 119. That's pretty much
119, right? Yeah. So if you did 12 months up front, what would you charge for that?
Probably 1,000.
1,000, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you could do paid in full for 1,000, or you can just people need to be more flexible with the payment plans and more creative, right? So you could just say, or £1,000 up front. They go, oh, that's a bit too much up front. Okay, how about we split that payment for you? And we could do, you know, 500 up front, and then the remaining 500 split into 5 payments, right? So 500 up front, and then 5 installments of 100, and then by month 6 they've paid for the whole 6 months.
Yeah.
But it's just more creative pricing. People think it has to be up front or 12 months equal. Yeah. It doesn't. Like,
I think for me it's the commitment. It's just, I think there's people who could have helped. You know, the drop off after 2 or 3 months, and if they knew they were there for 6 or 12, they would have done it. I think it's just because they never take the coat off. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like at a party, people go to a party, they actually just took the coat off, they get involved,
so
they enjoy it. There
really is that, and this is why, you know, your band system works extremely well for this, that the positioning of the product and how they perceive it from the very start makes a big difference. That's why in our gyms we don't use the word members, we don't use the word membership, because we're not a membership, and it's clients and it's packages or programs. So based on the band system, if you're doing 3, 6, 9 and 12 month band things, then you can be just selling a 3, 6, 9 or 12 month package, right? Or at the end of 3 months, you're going to be able to achieve X, Y, Z. So with your selling 3, 6, 9, 12 month programs, each of those has a standalone paid in full regular price. Our 3 month program is, you know, £350, our 6 month program is £600, our 9 month program is whatever. So that's the price. I don't tell people up front, I say that's the price of the program, right? For us to work together for 12 months and write out your program, and that's a £1,000 program, and see how they react to that, right? But then you say, would it help you to look at a payment plan for that though? Not a membership, it's would you like a 12-month payment plan? Or not a 12 month, it could be anything, it could be an 8-month payment plan, right? 4-month payment plan, it could be 4 installments of £250, right? And so, but in the same thing though, they're now seeing that it's a 12-month package and they're paying installments for it. It's a financial plan. And if you let them know the terms and conditions, the cancellation policies and stuff as well, and let them know it's just like a car lease or a house mortgage or whatever, you know, that, because again, if you don't, they'll just think it's just a membership. Yeah. You know, and then they have that mindset of, oh, am I going to keep going or drop off this month? And that, you want to avoid that from the very, very beginning, because that's not what you do. You're not a big commercial gym offering to, you know, pay some money to use our equipment. Yeah. It is programs you're putting together, so have that, make sure they understand that from the very beginning.
Well, just what we've done as well, just to add confidence to that, is because we've got a couple of packages. We've got like a normal 3 times a week, and then we've got an enhanced package, which is train every day, with some extra support. We've kind of said, right, 6 months paid in full, rather than giving you a discount. It's the same price, 6 months at 90 quid a month. But what we'll do is we'll upgrade you. So you'll pay that price, but we'll upgrade what you get, the enhanced package. So we're still getting the same amount, and we're basically throwing in the stuff which doesn't cost us anything more anyway, realistically, because the stuff's already been provided. But it gives them that added sense of value.
Yeah.
So you still get the money you wanted, but you're giving them something more valuable, which isn't costing you anything in time or resources, really.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to...
Yeah, that makes sense about packages as well. But yeah, that's it really. It's just, I'm just trying to bring down the workload of people coming in and going out, because it's always going to be that, but it'll be a lot lesser if we stopped all the people stopping within 6 weeks, basically.
And then the other thing to do is, when it comes to the actual customer service side, I would say is something like Yassine, my mentor, said to me, is like, can you honestly say every day you're astonishing your clients? Like, what could you do that would astonish them? Not make them think it's good. How could you astonish them?